Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. The Bills beat the Dolphins 31-10, but the news of the night came with Tua suffering another concussion. Ocho, knowing his history, I don't know why he had already had the first down. Why didn't he go down and slide? That's my thing. You know, Ocho, you probably played with a bum shoulder or a bum something. The last thing you want to do is get hit on it. So you ain't hit me on that shoulder. Well, I'm gonna turn the other shoulder, let you hit me on the shoulder. That's good. But I'm not gonna let you hit me. If I know, Ocho, I've had head trauma, like 3 or 4 of those, I'm not taking. I'm gonna slide. That's what the protection is in for the quarterback. Tell me what.
Listen. What I did see is him trying to run for the first down, understanding he got the first down. I'm not sure if he was aware of already having the first down, but you already know how you're supposed to slide. You never slide head first. As a quarterback, that's one of the first things you learn when you scramble and you come out the pocket is how to slide correctly. Tua, you already know. You already know you've had 3 or 4 concussions. You missed not last season, but the previous season due to concussions. So you should always be aware, not only of surroundings, but when I'm talking about when enemies, not enemies, but when you're in danger. And when you got to know when to go down. You have to know when to go down. So I think he didn't realize he was well past the first down and didn't think DeMar Hamlin was going to close in that goddamn fast. And it was too late. It was too late. If anything, slide early. Slide early, and you always go feet first.
That's even more of a problem if he didn't know he had the first down, considering you're supposed to know. You can see, most guys know that. You can see that out of your peripheral because you looking left to right to make sure there's no oncoming trade. Nobody's finna sideswipe you. Okay. I got this first.
Well, you know how I know he didn't know he had the first? Because he was diving head first. Because if you already got the first, there's no need to be going forward at all. Just give yourself up.
No, he was trying.
Give yourself up.
No, he was trying to set the tone, trying to fire the crowd up. Nah. Remember, you like guys to fire. You like guys to set the tone.
That was different. That was Lamar going out of bounds and seeing the safety coming on and just give him a little shoulder, let him know it's going to be a long night.
Nah, I ain't finna give you no shoulder, not my throwing shoulder anyway. I give you the other shoulder, not the one I use to throw the football with. Ocho, and I don't take this lightly, and I really hate saying this, but 2 of them probably need to seriously consider sitting it down. If you notice, the concussions are starting to look worse and worse. If you notice, every time he has a head trauma, he get what they call rigor mortis. It's a doctor. This is what a doctor sent me when it happened. It's called decerebrate posturing, a rare abnormal body position that indicates severe brain damage or disruption of brain function. It's decerebrate rigidity or extensory posturing. Arms held straight out, rotated toward the center of the body, held parallel to the side. These are some of the symptoms. Legs extended and rigid. Toes pointed downward, turned slightly inward. Hands flexed. Back arched or stiff. Wrists flexed away from the body. Fingers curled. How many times have you seen him get that, Ocho?
Yeah, what, 3?
And and every time he gets it, Ocho, it's not, some people get it and they're a little like, okay, look, he got his bear wrong. But Ocho, he going stiff with it, Ocho. He's getting stiff.
Yeah. Listen, at this point, I heard what you just said about him probably sitting it down or shutting it down. You got to understand, I'm talking about they just paid Tua. They just paid Tua a lot of money because he is the future of the franchise and the quarterback. In order for them to contend, he has to be at the helm to do that. Now, in order to do that, he also has to be healthy and he has to protect himself. So at this point, going forth, he was able to play all last season without this type of injury, without any mistakes. When he does come back, and I'm sure he's going to come back, I'm not sure how long he's going to have to be in concussion protocol, but he has to take better care of his body, his head, and just make smarter decisions when he does scramble. Because you got to think, Tua is not known as a dual threat quarterback. It's not that many times he's going to be out there running around and taking off with the ball as opposed to a Josh Allen or, a Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. So when he does scramble, he has to make the right decisions and protect himself and learn how to slide. Learn how to slide.
Ocho, but here's the thing. what good is $200 million if you can't recognize your family?
Mm-hmm.
What good is $200 million if you don't know who and where you are? What good is $200 million if you can't play with your kids? What good is that?
You're right.
If you need help, you're in your late 20s, 30s. What good is that? Because money can't buy help.
You're right.
Because a lot of times, what does a lot of people that have money try to do? They try to buy help. They try to eat healthy. They try to work out. They go to the best doctors trying to buy what, Ocho?
Health. Yeah,
help.
You can't.
It's the one thing that you can't buy.
Can't.
So I understand the way we're wired, Ocho, we go. And a lot of times when we first got into the league, we didn't know what they know now. And guess what? In 10 years from now, they'll even know more. But knowing, and you see him, how his hand, immediately, I say, he done. And look how quick the prognosis came back. They said 6 minutes. I needed 6 seconds. And you saw his arm stiff.
Yeah.
You know it's over. That means there was a short circuit in his brain that causes you to do that. You see boxers when they get hit, boom, they go stiff like that. You see MMA fighters, they go stiff like that.
They get caught hit. They get caught the right way. With that head hit the canvas, it happens every time.
Ocho, think up. His head basically hit DeMar Hamlin's thigh. DeMar Hamlin didn't hit inside.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I call it the sweet spot. The sweet spot of the helmet. Right there with the Dolphin logo at. And it triggers everything. And matter of fact, you only need what? I know in order to get knocked out, you need 2.5 pressures to hit the jaw. About 2 pounds of pressure to hit the jaw. Now, after multiple concussions, I don't even think it takes that much contact for it
gets easier and easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know why? Because the body knows it's been here before. So once something happens, that's why, Tom Brady was great, because Tom Brady had been in those situations so many times before, and he had come out of it. So he knew, I can do it again. I can do it again. I can do it again. And over and over. And more times than not, he did. When the body suffers a traumatic experience like that, it's like a boxer. It's like an MMA fighter. Once you get knocked out, it's easier to get knocked out. You become more susceptible to those type of injuries. So he's had them. He's more susceptible. He might have to wear that cap that they wear. A lot of times guys wear that cap in practice. You can wear it in the game now, Ocho, but that's something he might seriously need to consider. Yes. If he wants to continue to play, and I take this very serious. I really do, because I don't want to see the guy. I know how when you put so much time into something, Ocho, you grew up your whole life thinking about this, and then to have it taken away before you want to walk away.
It's still early, Unc. It's still early for Tua, man. I'm talking about it's very early, and I think the Dolphins are right on the cusp. The Dolphins are right on the cusp of that franchise completely turning around. And one of the first things they need to do is find ways to beat teams that are good, find ways to beat teams that are above 500. I know it's only week 2 in the season, but I'm gonna shift into the game right now. The goddamn Bills. The Bills have been the Dolphins' kryptonite for God knows how many years.
What are they, 1-10
1
now?
11. 1-11 in the last 12 games against Buffalo. 2-13 in the last 15. 5-8. 5-18 against the Buffalo Bills. Dating back to 2013. Appreciate that, Josh, for the information, so I can use it tonight. The game tonight, Tua, you got to play better, especially in the first quarter. Listen, you basically gave the game away. You basically gave the game away in the first quarter with the 2 interceptions. The timing on the dig route. The ball coming too early. The receiver not even out his break yet. You overthrow Chosen. You overthrow Lil Robbie. On the curb route, the deep curb route at 18. Yep. The ball sailed about 24 yards. Interception. They got brother. I forgot. I don't even know the DB last name. Brinson. You got him looking like Deion Sanders out there. He got 2 interceptions in the first quarter. What we doing?
And
boom, offensively. Hold on, I'm mad now. Hold on. I got to go.
Go ahead.
Offensively, you know what the Bills gonna do. We got a 4x1 track team at the receiver position. What they gonna do? They gonna play too high. They gonna play too high the whole game. You got to run the ball. Now, A-Chain had
Run him out of it.
Run him out of it. A-Chain had a good game. He had about 90. He had 90 on the ground. He had about 50.
Almost 100 yards, 22 for 96.
Okay. Well, I'm on point then. So you keep running it. You keep running. If you don't have a running game, they not coming up out that two shell because they not letting you go deep. They know Waddle. No. They know what Waddle gonna do. They know. Listen, Mike McDaniels is awesome with the creativity, the shifts, the formations, the motions, the misdirection. It's nice. It's pretty. It look good, but it's not doing what needs to be done, affecting the defense because they still playing two shell. You know what? We're gonna let them run. We're gonna let them run. And even on third down, you hoping you get man to man on third down. Shit, they right back in the two shell again.
Because teams that play them, what Coach Belichick used to do with Peyton Manning. I know you'll run it, but I know you're going to get impatient because I know you want to throw it. Because I know you got all those bells and whistles. See, you got Reggie Wayne, and you got Marvin Harrison, and you got Dallas Clark. You don't really want to run the ball with Edrin or Joseph Adai. I know that. I know you don't. So guess what? I'll give you a few yards, but I know you want to throw it. They know the Dolphins don't really want to run it. Ocho, you got Waddle. You got Tyreek. You playing one guy $30 million, you playing another guy $28 million, and you got a $250 million quarterback. Who pays that kind of money to a skill position of two wide receivers and a quarterback to turn around and hand it to a running back that's making $800,000? I know that. The Bills know that. So I know you're not going to stick with it. Even if you get 10 yards, you get 12 yards. I know deep down inside, Ocho, you want to.
Yeah, you're right.
And you're going to play right into Ocho. How many times you heard me say, don't make a bad situation worse. Don't exacerbate a situation. Tua, take the sack, punt the football. What'd he do, Ocho? Because he doesn't have the strongest arm to begin with. So if you going down.
Oh, I ain't even mention that interception. I let that one go. I would just focus on. At that point the game was over. I'm talking about at the beginning of the game when we actually had a chance to actually come back. I keep talking about we. When they had a chance to actually come back and win and make it a game. Now, you know, that in the second half, it was the second half, that third interception, right? Yeah.
Yes. Early in the third.
After that, once that happened, the game is out of reach. It's out of reach at that point. It's out of reach. We have to have better play at the quarterback position. That's it. Period. Because when we do have an opportunity to throw the ball, when we can make the completions, when we got them out, when they not in that two shell, which they played the whole game, you got to make all those throws. The tight end position, the middle of the field is wide open. If they want to go two shell, hey, that's a time when.
Well, he overshot him. You remember he had him in the end zone and he overthrew him.
You got to make those plays.
You got to make that play because you're not going to get very many opportunities.
Too many of them. You're not going to get too many of them. Listen, I think they're going to be all right because they're such a high-powered offense. It's just the problem when you play the upper echelon teams. This is the Dolphin team that shows up. That shows up. Not just here in week 2, but I'm talking about later on in the postseason as well. And don't let it be no goddamn cold weather. Well, shit. Mm-hmm. It's even worse.
Well, if you think about it, when you go to the playoff, the team that could potentially make the playoffs, Kansas City, it gets cold in January. Baltimore, it gets cold in January. Cleveland, Cincinnati, it gets cold.
Buffalo.
Pittsburgh, Buffalo. So really, unless you get home field or you go to the Chargers, you're going to have some weather, probably. There's a far greater chance that you're going to have inclement weather, cold, rain, snow, sleet, than not. In January, in the cities that I named, other than Miami, which you might get rain, and the Chargers, which play in a dome.
Well, hell, it don't even matter. Hell, we get to the goddamn postseason. We get to the postseason, and we do have home field advantage. The teams that we're playing are going to be just like that. The game plan. How do you stop the Dolphins? 2-man, 55, cover 2. They want to go deep.
You know why I play cover 2 and the cover 55? Because I ain't worried about Tua going nowhere. Where he going? Even if he for one time, you remember he got that, he ran 2 times, he scrambled and got a first. So what? How many times did he drop back? He ain't going nowhere. He don't put no fear in my heart that he gonna beat me through. He gonna beat me with his legs. I wish he might. He dropped back 25 times. He ended up having 2 carries for 17 yards. long of 11, which he got that first down on the sideline. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And if he goes somewhere, he ain't going nowhere in a hurry. It's a brisk walk. So I ain't even worried about it.
They're going to be all right, though. They're going to be all right. Offensively, they still going to be all right despite tonight's performance.